Hey guys, this is Mr. Sal. We're just going to do a quick review of Unit 10 with the practice test. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Alright, Unit 10 practice test. Express all probabilities as fractions, decimals, percents. We may do that. I don't know. A survey found out that 3 out of 7 people in a community jog on a regular basis. If there are 3,150 people in the community, what is a reasonable prediction for the number of people who jog regularly? Okay. Well, as it turns out, this is just proportional stuff, which we did in the last bell work as well. So if we start this out by creating a proportional relationship with the two fraction lines and the equal sign, then we can solve it using fish method, which we love. Alright, so they start out with 3 out of 7 people. So 3, let's try that again. 3 out of 7 people. Okay. And if there are 3,150 people in the community, then what would be a good prediction for the number of people that jog regularly? So that's the total number of peoples. And we used to just put an X above that. We could do that now, just if we want. And from right here, we would use fish method. So as usual, we start with the tail, starting with the X, going up or down. And that's going to give us 4 values, which we will multiply and divide, and that gives us equals something like this. So we'll put this in the calculator, see what we get. Alright, 1,350 joggers. That would do it. So on this one, since the answer was not it was a whole number, we'll just leave it as a whole number. No need to write this as a fraction or decimal or percent. A survey found that 2 out of 8 students do not own a pet. If there are 480 students in the school, what is the reasonable prediction for the number of students who own a pet? Well, not that really asking 8 students would be a good way to predict, but that's the situation that we have. So let's set up a proportion again. And again, the first value that they give us is 2 out of 8 students, so that's 2 out of 8. Some of you know you could reduce that to 1 out of 4 if you wanted to. It's very good. Yeah, on this one, it said who own a pet. This one was do not own a pet. So instead of 2 out of 8, as it turns out, it would be 6 out of 8. That was tricky of them, the jerks. In any case, though, that would be the case for us, and that's how we're going to proceed. If there are 480 students in a school, so it's 6 out of 8 total. 480 is the total students in the school, so we'll just fill in 480 right here. Throw on an X right here. Then we're looking at fish method again. So we'll start with the X, go down to 480 times 6 divided by 8 is the X. So out of the 480 students, we would expect somewhere around 360 of the students to own a pet. Don rolled a 2 on a fair 40-sided die, so this is not a regular cube that you're used to. But Don rolled a 2 6 times out of 110 rolls. Is that what we would expect? Alright. Well, it's a fair 40-sided die, which means it would have 40 numbers on it. One of those numbers being the 2. So this is another proportional problem right here. So we know there's 40 sides on this die. Only one of the sides has a 2 on it, or just a 2. And Don is going to roll this 6 out of 110 times. So we got to figure out if these two are actually equal. So we could simplify these. You could divide the 6 and the 10 by 2. and that would give us 3/55, which cannot simplify into 1/40. So the answer is no. Would we expect this result? No, we would not, because they are not proportional. All right, another way to do this is you could have made the 1 out of 40 and made it equal to something out of 110 and just see what you've gotten. If x was 6, then it would have been proportional, but in this case it definitely would not have been. All right, let's calculate the MAD for the length of the last phone call for males in seconds. Okay. Well, the first thing we're going to want to do is add all of these together. So let's go ahead and do that. So just by adding all these together, I get 12,161. Now what I really want is the mean for all of these. So I will take that 12,161 and divide it by how many numbers we have. So I got 10 numbers right here. And that gives me a mean of 1,216. 0.1, I'm just going to round it to 1216 though, so keep it nice and even right here. Alright, since most of you guys did it, we'll use 0.1 as well. And that would be in minutes for the mean. Now, 1,216.1 really is not a very good measure of center for these, because there's only one value that's above that, whereas the other 9 values are below it. So it's not really a good measure, but that's okay. We're just calculating or showing that we can calculate the MAD. So from each of these, we could take the absolute value of 653 and then just subtract the mean, 12,161.1. And the absolute value of that would be the distance 653 is from 1216.1. All right, so 563.1 for these, but we're going to do it for all of them as well. All right, so these green numbers represent how far away each of these numbers is away from the mean in purple there in minutes. So what we need to do is find the mean for the green numbers. So we're going to add them together to find the sum. All right, now that's the sum of all those green numbers in terms of distances. So now to find the MAD, the mean absolute deviation of these, we're going to take that 19,167.8 and we will divide it by all 10 of those numbers, which gives us a MAD, very good, 1916.78, 0.7, I ran out of space. Bam. And again, that would be in minutes. There it is. Five out of 7 teens said they do homework every night. What is a reasonable prediction for the number of teens out of 980 who would do their homework every night? Okay.
0%.
Well, if it's you, but everyone else, maybe not so, so low. All right, so it tells us that 5 out of 17, so 5 out of 7, do their homework every night. So out of 980 right here, that's the total number of students. How many would we expect? Yes. All right, so you could use whatever you want on these, but fish method, cross multiplication, whatever, it'd be 700. But the answer actually is not 700. You just put teens, that'd be fine. A survey showed that 90% of students would select roller coasters as their favorite ride at an amusement park. Out of 5,000 students, predict how many would select roller coasters as their favorite ride. Well, this one's dealing with percentages now. So as it turns out, it becomes more of a percent proportion. So we know this is the 100 right here. The 90% goes above the 100. And this is out of 5,000 students. So we got to figure out how many that is right here. So it appears to be, 4,500, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, 4,500.
Well, it's not 4,500 though. There you go. 4,500 students